Is the refugee situation out of hand? Is there a clash of cultures or even a race war? Well, you guys know I did already videos about the refugee situation, but it's changing so fast, so I try to keep you updated. And it's a little bit tricky. I have to collect and read different sources and collect all the information to gather one kind of a picture about the real situation. Yeah, and as I say, it gets tricky. Like the official numbers of refugees that Germany is receiving in this year is 800,000. I mentioned in my videos before I expect it will be up to 1 million, but those numbers are fake. There are reports of state ministers that complain against the government of Merkel and say the government should release the real numbers, because they get a lot of more people. For example, in Bavaria, each day there are 10,000 refugees arriving. Let's do some calculation. 1 year has 365 days. Multiplicated with 10,000, then you have 3,000,065 refugees in 1 year. Just in Bavaria, of course. Also there you have the international reports of the people that arrive in Greece, in Italy, they're going to Hungary and Serbia and stuff like that. Even the numbers out there in Austria are way higher than we get in Germany. So it's like half of the people vanish out of the sudden when they arrive in Germany, or they stay in Austria or whatever, but that's not true. So first of all, the numbers we're getting are fake. It's sad, but it's a true fact. The next thing is the image that is changing of the refugees. At first it was like they're all high-skilled, experienced workers, engineers, doctors, lawyers, and we need them to keep our economy running because the Germans are kind of too stupid to make their own economy run, and we're the overaging society. Yeah, there are issues in Germany and with the economy. But when you then say, oh, all those refugees or so-called refugees are all high-skilled workers, well, for example, when you numbers take from Afghanistan refugees, 80% of them cannot even read and write. Then to say the Syrians are the most educated refugees. Well, kind of true, but only 5 to 8% of Syrians have a higher degree. And even this higher degree doesn't match with the German degree. You just have to compare university degrees in Europe. In other European countries, many countries, even Spain, Italy and Greece, people have in the society or in the population have a higher rate of degrees, and still it doesn't look at those economies beside the corruption and stuff like that. So the rate of degrees say actually not really anything at all, because many workers in Germany don't have a university degree and still have a high school education and a high skilled worker. And in other countries you need a university degree just to do a basic job. So a degree is not always a degree. Yeah, so, and the image, as I said, they are not all high skilled workers. What is happening more? There is violence. I mentioned in the videos before, and that is a true fact, and this is how the media now explain it also, the people living all together in those close, too many people in the refugee camp. Yes, of course. When you have a refugee camp that is built for 500 people, now you have 1,000 or 1,500, so twice or triple the number of people, it gets tight. When many people living for a longer period of time close together, there are issues, there are problems, there are fights. That's a normal case. That is not my critic point. What my critic point is, there are gang activities. Ethnical minorities stick together and religious groups stick together. For example, Muslims fighting non-Muslims and try to push them down. There is drug dealing. There is forced prostitution of the women, also of young men, and also rape of children. That is happening, and that's official. There's some politicians say this should the police be aware. What's the solution for that? Yeah, they say they should split up those people by ethnical and religious background. I think it's not that good because when they want to be accepted in a Western and a German society, they have to accept that different people with different religious beliefs and different opinion and values. You cannot, it's not a case, you cannot escape from a country where you are oppressed because of your political or religious views, and then you come to Germany and you do the same there and push others down because they're not Muslims. Of course, it's not all of them, just keep that in mind. But it's a hardcore minority that's creating problem, and they are creating also problem for the other refugees that try to escape from a real bad situation. Furthermore, they're escaping. Well, when they're coming to Germany, they passed already many other safe countries. So they're not, when they're in Hungary, when they're in Greece, when they're even in the northern part of Syria or something like that, or then they are safe. So they're coming to Germany because of the better welfare system and the economical situation. That's also tricky. Another point is that the EU criticized Germany because when refugees get denied the status, or so-called refugee seekers get denied the status as refugee, normally by law, the government has to send them home. There are over 100,000 refugees that didn't get sent home by the states because it's a really unpopular decision, and many people don't like it when they get forced to send home. Yeah, but with the overrun of refugees, there's not enough space for all, and some has to go home, and it also creates a wrong attraction. So even people coming and want to seek asylum in Germany and say no, even if they get denied the status as asylum seeker, nothing will happen to them at all. They can stay in Germany. Yeah. And the German government kind of provide them with shelter. What also, for example, there was a case where two of those refugees went to a supermarket and threatened a female cashier with pepper spray and a machete and said they want to cut off the head. And you know what happened? The police did not even arrest them, or they arrest them but then release them again. They not keep them and locked up. Strange situation. How make you this standable? And this case, this criminal case, not even has an influence on the status as a refugee or on the paperwork that is still happening now. It's really, really strange. So when people that seek asylum become criminal, they should kicked out and sent back to prison, or go to prison and didn't get a status as refugees. There's some opinion I actually don't get. The next thing is that the government kick out German citizens kind of the houses to make space for more refugees. They also occupy buildings and stuff from private buildings and say, yeah, by law we take it away from you, even if it's not directly sure if they can do it by law, but they do it anyway. This will create also a lot of tension when you gamble refugees against German citizens and kick out German citizens of their houses. There are some cases, it's not happen everywhere, but when it happened in one case or two cases, well, what will be the next? Because the overstorm with refugees will not stop that soon. Yeah, and I don't think there will be a race war. I don't think that those refugees will take over in Germany because they are so split up and fighting each other, and this is also what you see in the Arab and Muslim world. Most Muslims die because some other Muslim kills them because of whatever stupid reason. And they are too split up, but they're creating problems, or some of them, a hardcore group of them creating problems. And the German government and the European Union has to put down the wrong tolerance. Just because you're from a foreign country doesn't make you a better human being. Germany and Europe has to stand for their values and make clear to everybody that is coming that those are values in Europe and in Germany, and if you don't accept them, there's no space for you in Europe. When you come to escape a bad situation, or you want to come for work or for study or whatever, I say welcome. Everybody should choose or has the right to choose a better opportunity of living by legal ways, not by overstorming a society like what is happening now. And we cannot take everybody just because he's from a poor country. And still the number 70% of those refugees are men. So there's some points, as you said, gang, religious and ethnic gang activities, forced rape and prostitution, violence rise, attack also, many fights where the police find weapons, self-made weapons in those refugee camps for the gang fights. So it's not only that many people living close together and there are fights breaking out because of the tension of no space. No, they're gang activities. It's a quite different situation. Then I also think that people that apply for becoming a refugee and to commit crimes, they should get kicked out. A lot of refugees or refugee seekers, commit actually crimes to make the status or the process of becoming a refugee longer. So they commit crimes by intention, and yeah, that should the government also handle. You see, the whole situation is tricky. As I said, there will be no race war because it's not about race, it's about culture. There are some fundamentalistic people, mostly Muslims, and there are moderate Muslim, liberal Muslims that integrate quite well into the society. But there is a hardcore group, and you cannot blame only Western countries for bombing those countries, because even before bombing countries like Libya, Iraq, Afghanistan and stuff like that, those countries had always issues, struggles and fight with fanatic Islamistic people. And those Islamistic and hardcore people don't accept and understand tolerance. So Western people and European people, and especially German people and the Swedish people and many other countries that are too liberal and too wrong tolerant, have to make a clear stand. What are, as I mentioned, what are our values in Europe? And we have to fight for those values. And everybody that is coming to Europe has either to accept those values or should get kicked out. That's all. I say welcome to everybody that want to study in Germany, that want to work in Germany, that want to escape war, crime, and a civil war and a religious and political oppression. But then when you're coming to Germany and Europe, you cannot force and push your belief on other people. You cannot come to Germany and then say, oh, the Germans are drinking beer, they're eating pork, and the women wearing skirts and don't behave well, and the German women are sluts. Well guys, this is not how it goes. And many people maybe think the Germans all support the politics of Angela Merkel. No. About 48% had a survey say disagree with the politics, the refugee politics of Angela Merkel. Even in her own party, many disagree. The president of Germamy, Gauck, also said there is a limit of refugees that Germany can handle. The minister of my state, Horst Seehofer, also is really strict against the refugee politics of Angela Merkel. So there are critical voices out there. It's a kind of a 50-50 situation. And I hope the reasonable people will get the upper hand. I don't support the far extreme right-wing people that say kick them all out. Don't let anybody in. I don't support those racists that are spreading lies, spreading fake pictures, spreading fake crimes that in the social medias where they say there's a rape and this is a crime and this stuff like that. That's actually not true. The situation ain't that worse as extreme right-wing people make it. On the other hand, the situation ain't that nice as many left-wing people say, and say everybody, every refugee and everybody, every foreigner that coming to Germany is a high-skilled worker and Germany will benefit from them. No. There are some people escaping wars, but as I mentioned, many of them passed safe countries before. Germany and the European Union should build up camps in the situation in the countries down there. And we should ask ourselves why all those Muslims are coming and other Muslim countries like Qatar, Saudi Arabia and so on don't accept them, and why we in Germany accept them. We can just handle, every society can just handle a specific amount of people to integrate. If it's more, there is a clash of cultures. It will not be a race war. It will be not a civil war. But there will be a more tricky and dangerous situation like you have sometimes in big cities already in Europe, where you have crime that is related to immigrants. And yeah, and I hope this video give you a little deeper insight. I try to keep you updated. It's a really tricky topic. It's a long video also. Sorry for that. But anyway guys, thanks for watching, and I hope all the situation will be solved in the future. Yeah, cheers!